Hey, what's up everyone? So this review is about the new iRay Hybrid Compact, which has the new 10 micron sensor in it, and the iRay RH25 V2. For those of you that are new to the channel, sorry my videography skills are pretty shitty, but I did the best I could using these as clip-ons on two different firearms, one with a scope that had a NightForce NX8 1:8, and then a NightForce attacker 4:16. And so I tried to do a comparison. That's what I primarily wanted something like this for, is in clip-on mode, not as like a standalone. So kind of like overall thoughts just off the bat is I think this might work better as a standalone scope, and this works really well as a clip-on and as a helmet mounted and as a monocular. But the clarity of this is really good, and hopefully I get some more time on it because I couldn't quite figure out the LRF laser rangefinder system. It was giving me crazy holdovers, like I was shooting 300 black out of 200 yards and it was telling me to hold like 36 mils, which is pretty crazy. Either that or I was reading it wrong and it actually said 3.6, which would make more sense. Just thought of that now. So I don't actually know. I got to recheck that. But I mean, overall, both these products are pretty amazing. I think it just depends on your use case. So hopefully you enjoy the footage and can just see a little bit about both of these and the differences as we shoot them. What's up everybody? Today we've got a great opportunity to test out the iRay Hybrid Compact HCH50R and the iRay Micro RH25 V2. Both of these come in these nice boxes here. Let's see if we can get them opened up. Everything's pre-cut. Pretty nice. So this is the new Hybrid Compact with the laser rangefinder and the 10 micron chip, and this is the iRay RH25 V2. You can tell it's much more compact, and that's got a 12 micron chip. So let's throw these on a scope and see how they perform. We're going to be putting it on a NightForce NX8 1:8 and see how that goes first. Alright, so we're going to boot up the iRay Hybrid Compact first, and since it's got a laser rangefinder, we're going to, just got to find the app, input some ballistic data and test out the rangefinder capability. So something cool to note about this system is it's got the new QD mount, so it's spring loaded. So let's pull this off. So you're gonna just kind of spring it on, and then you tighten down the screw on that side and it holds it on there. Alright, so make sure it's in the right mode. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Oh, that helped. Open the cap. All right, that looks pretty pretty awesome. So we'll go connect device in the app. I already have it connected. We'll go to ballistic information. This is my 300 blackout by Nemo arms. Let me just... So I keep a notepad of my different guns with different velocities with different ammo. So we'll find 300 blackout, Nemo arms 300 black. We're using Winchester 200 grain. So we'll label this Nemo 300 black. We've got 200 grain, and the muzzle velocity is 988. Confirm. Measure the height. So you measure height from center of the bore to center of the scope. That's 3 inches. Don't know what the ballistic coefficient is, so let's check. Winchester 200 grain, ballistic coef. Ah shit, I'm connected to that, so it's not gonna work. Alright, so we'll just stick with 0.3 and G7 for now on, just to get an idea. I gotta reconnect to the Wi-Fi. Oh, we're good. Compact. Safe. Really? Device disconnected. Alright, gotta do that again. Sweet. Nemo 300 black, 200 grain, 988, 3 inches. Yeah, we'll turn spin drift on. Yeah, forget it. Alright, cool. We've got that profile saved. Let's take a look. So of course I forgot the correct attachment. So I'll just be holding this on, but I checked before and it looked pretty good even when I just hold it. Just so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like downrange. This looks pretty good, and so this is your focus knob up on top, and then right here is another knob. So let's throw a couple shots down at 100. I'm just gonna hold this on here. Kind of awkward, but whatever. Let's see what it looks like. That's pretty cool. It'd help if I would turn this on. There we go. Alright, we're recording now through the trigger cam, which is good. So that's pretty cool. So let's see if we can laze connect the device back up again. And I want to get my range down at 200. Interesting. So this doesn't like it in So I'll show you this when I put it So when I put this, right, we've got different modes. We've got handheld, we've got clip-on or standalone with ballistic, and then this is supposed to be clip-on mode. It shrinks way down. Which is pretty interesting. On different scopes it looks different, obviously, so I did bring another scope just to check. So if we go back, that looks good, but then I can't see my ballistic solver, right? So if I were to hit range, I get that red crosshair pop-up, but I can't see the ballistic calc, so I can't dial. So gonna have to figure out what to do here. Alright, got the trigger cam working again. So okay, we were able to get this dialed in a little bit better here. So we can zoom in on the picture. It's a little blurry, so this seems to be a good so I'm up to 2x magnification, and I can see my whole window. And then if I hit range, 202 yards. Sweet. But you know what's interesting is it just tells me the yardage, which is correct, but it doesn't tell me my holdover. If I need to put it in the other mode, try that again. Hey, alright, 36.47 mils. So let's give that a try. Alright, we're at 36 mils. So let's send it down. steel. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, 36 mils sounds like a lot. Let's come back down to 0. Maybe we can trace the bullet through here. Alright, let's see what this rangefinder says again. 208. 36 inches is 3 feet. Sounds like a bit much for 300 blackout at 200 yards. I might have to go back into the settings here, take a peek. Alright. Try that again. $211. And it's still giving us 36.47 mils, which is just seems super strange. All right, let's test out the other optic, and maybe I'll mess with this again later. Alright, so now we're throwing on the RH25 V2. Turn it on, press and hold the power button, just flip the cap back, stay over here. Got the QD mount.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, you put something together.
Testing out thermals.
Oh.
Cool.
Those aren't cheap.
No.
How you doing?
Alright. Put this in the right mode.
I assume you remember because you're able to get into the club.
Sight picture.
I don't know, I wasn't here. My granddaughter had her birthday party.
And we're in regular standalone mode. So
Large crowd. It was a steady crowd.
try to change it here.
Crazy.
So let's take a shot at 100, see what it looks like. Whole scope thrown. What's going on? Load. see the 200 yard target. Alright, so we can actually see that target down range. Nice. That's 200 yards. That's pretty good. Alright. So here's the RH25. Oh, hey, okay. I can see my reticle. All right, finally got the all right. Let's take a few shots at 100 first. See if we can hit 200.
Definitely a little harder to see the reticle. That's still doable.
Let's see, hit that smaller one at 200. Unfortunately, this scope, which is an attacker 4016, is not lit, so no help there. But you know what? It's actually easier to see through and see your reticle without the trigger cam on there. So I think I would have been able to hit that smaller one at 200 without the trigger cam. Let's just see. In terms of clarity, I mean, they're both super clear. Obviously, the Hybrid Compact is much larger. I think you might be able to see a little bit more definition, but I don't know. Let's see. Definitely makes this thing pretty heavy. Alright, so 200 yards, small target. There we go. A lot easier without the trigger cam to see your reticle, but definitely still not ideal.